when did you start thinking about war critically like you do now? And how, when you were growing up, even like as a teenager or in college, um, what was the rhetoric surrounding the war?
I never really thought much about the war until, my early 20s. My first exposure was like going back and visiting my grandmother after I hadn't seen her like for 20 years. And then coming back and seeing the impact, the financial impact on my aunt's side of the family, how hard it was to eke out a living, and how different my life was because I immigrated to the US. So I could, by the stark contrast, I witnessed that in like 1997. Um, uh, and then in terms of like just thinking about it, um, I think I really just think about it in the terms of the impact on my family. Like the question I always have is like, how come my mom is never out of survival mode? She's approaching 70 now and is still in survival mode. She's got all the money in the world. She's got, right? And then if there are issues that erupt with my brother's family, like those are instances where it reminds me of the impact of the war on us, right? And then my sister, who just doesn't talk, like who's like in a pretty happy family relationship, she never talks about any of the traumas, and she witnessed the trauma the most. And none of us ever talk about it with each other. Um, but this is interesting. But if they get together with another family and like their mother is sitting there, they'll start talking about the war, and then we listen in. And those moments are special and rare with the get-togethers. But they, when they talk about it, they talk about fondly, which is interesting. They talk in the sense of like post-war, there was like such a strong anti-communist sentiment that it gave a lot of like people like my mom and these seniors like a sense of purpose, right? They would do things just despite the communists. Yeah.